Why truth has become dangerous. A philosophy of lies. In a world flooded with information, truth has become a rarity, and more than that, a threat. Speaking the truth today doesn't just provoke disagreement. It often leads to social isolation, digital shaming, or even real-world consequences. But how did we get here? Why has truth turned from an ideal into a liability? And what does that say about our time, our society, and our soul? This is a philosophical journey through the labyrinth of lies, the birth of truth. The question of truth is as old as thought itself. Plato placed truth above sensory experience. What we see, hear, and feel, he claimed, are only shadows of the ideal, of truth itself. In his allegory of the cave, he described people living in a cave, mistaking shadows for reality. Truth is the light outside, but those who turn around, those who leave the cave, risk rejection. The masses love illusion. In truth, man can endure only a certain quantity. More is a burden to him, said Ingeborg Bachmann. Truth is possible, but not welcome. Even in Plato's world, it becomes clear. Truth is disturbing. Those who see it become outsiders. And even today, it's not truth seekers who are celebrated, but those who reinforce the existing image. Truth breeds unrest, and unrest is dangerous to any order. The power of lies. Friedrich Nietzsche went further. For him, truth was not an ideal, but an illusion, a construct. In On Truth and Lies in a Non-Moral Sense, he wrote, "What then is truth? A mobile army of metaphors, metonymies, anthropomorphisms? Truth is what society enforces. A lie is not the opposite of truth. It is its tool." Machiavelli understood, in politics, truth is a handicap. To rule, one must manipulate. Lying isn't a flaw, it's a strategy. The philosophy of power is built on the supremacy of illusion. We would rather believe a comforting lie than an uncomfortable truth. History offers countless examples: myths of invincibility, political salvation stories, false promises of security. Modernity and the post-truth era. Modernity promised enlightenment, reason, science. But in late modernity, information exploded, and with it, disinformation. Jean Baudrillard spoke of simulacra, signs without reality. We live in a world where the line between real and fake has vanished. Fake news isn't an exception, it's the system. We live in an overdose of reality. Jean Baudrillard. And confusion reigns. What is opinion? What is fact? On social media, they are treated equally. Emotion outweighs evidence. Opinion overrules analysis. Every lie finds an audience eager to see it confirmed. The fear of truth. Why do people react so defensively to truth? Hannah Arendt provides a clue. Totalitarianism begins with the erosion of truth. In The Origins of Totalitarianism, she showed how reality is manipulated step by step. Destroy truth and you can say anything. But not only dictatorships fear truth. Democracies tremble too when uncomfortable truths are spoken. Cancel culture, online mobs, digital outrage. Those who speak truth become targets. In times of universal deceit, telling the truth becomes a revolutionary act. George Orwell. Truth becomes selective. What disturbs is deleted. What challenges is banned. What questions is muted. Truth is no longer consensus. It's a battlefield. And ironically, lies now claim to speak for truth. Everyone declares their truth. Thus, truth becomes war. Truth as a moral imperative. Peter Sloterdijk noted, "Truth takes courage." In his Critique of Cynical Reason, he described how people knowingly deceive themselves because it's easier. Truth hurts, it demands, it forces change. But that's precisely why it's essential. A society that silences truth will collapse from within. Truth is not just knowledge, it is posture, it is resistance, it is an act of freedom. And it is a test of the dignity of thought. The digital present. We live in an economy of attention. Clicks, likes, shares. To be seen, you must exaggerate. Nuance disappears. Truth has no place. Instead, narrative, emotion, outrage. Artificial intelligence, deep fakes, manipulated media. Ours is the era of total manipulability. What remains for truth? Perhaps only this: the individual who chooses to seek it, despite everything. Even more tragically, truth in the digital world only exists as long as the algorithm allows. Visibility equals validity. Silence equals non-existence. We've handed the archive to the servers. Truth is now a code, and whoever controls the code controls truth. Philosophical dimensions of truth. What does philosophy say about truth? Is it objective, absolute, relative? Karl Popper said, "We can only approach truth." For him, truth is the aim of science, even if never fully reached. Michel Foucault disagreed. For him, truth is a product of power structures. He spoke of regimes of truth, systems that define what can be considered true. Truth is not outside power. Truth is a system of ordered procedures for the production, regulation, distribution, circulation, and operation of statements. Michel Foucault. So, no truth without power, and no power without truth. Yet the individual can choose. Choose enlightenment. Choose reason. Choose integrity. Epilogue. Why truth requires courage. Truth does not shout. It does not dominate. It whispers. And those who want to hear must become still. In an age where lies confer power, truth is resistance. Perhaps that is why it has become so dangerous today. But maybe, just maybe, that's its greatest power. Because to live by the truth is to live free.
Thank you for being here. I heard something. I have to leave quickly. See you.